Hey guys, this is Guy D. Bill, and that little clump of towers you're looking at is Perth City. It is the most isolated city in the world, and it is my hometown. Now, I wanted to share some thoughts with you about a very powerful concept that I've applied in my own life. And the concept regards your relationship with other people and creating healthy boundaries. Because if you're like me and you're interested in evolving, connecting with your higher self, living a life of purpose, passion, meaning, forming connections with like-minded people, people who are on your level, people who understand where you're coming from, who love and respect the values that you hold dear, well then this is a video for you. So, you'll come across many people in life who are not on your level, who don't even wish to be on your level. They might say that they do, they might say that they respect you, admire you, etc., love you, but you have to judge their actions. If you believe their words and ignore their actions, this will be a great source of suffering for you, as it was for me for a long time. But I don't put up with people like that anymore, and it doesn't matter how close they are genetically, if they differ from you in terms of your values, and if they disrespect you, if they cross boundaries, and these boundaries are set by you. No one else can decide what your boundaries are, what is acceptable behavior towards you. Only you can decide that. So if people cross your boundaries, it doesn't matter how close they are in terms of family ties or any of that stuff. That's all propaganda, really. And they will use that against you. If these people cross those boundaries, then you need to cut them out. Okay, what do I mean? Example, yesterday I had a friend who I'd known for just over a year, and she would tend to go between two extremes of praising and speaking in adoration of me and saying how awesome I am. Look, I know I'm awesome, but you know, it was over the top. And she said she loved me when, you know, she hardly even knew me at that stage, so it was a little bit too much too soon. And anyway, I gave her a few chances, even though there was something not quite right about it. But yesterday I decided to cut her off completely. Now, what happened was, of course, this isolated event can't be taken as it can't be taken as all that went through my thought processes. I don't end relationships with people lightly, but this was the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. So what happened was, she sent me a video, and you know, it wasn't that great. It was just her singing. It was a bit flat, you know, nothing special. And look, I'm an honest guy, and in fact, this is one of the things that she praised me for, my honesty. And I take pride in my honesty, and I never compromise on it. But she sent me this video, and she was very insistent that I write some positive feedback about it. And I thought it was strange that she was so insistent, so demanding, and then she sort of escalated from there because I refused to compliment her. Because, look, if I'm going to compliment someone, it's not going to be because that's what they expect of me and that's what they're used to, that's how people normally treat them. You know, I'm going to compliment someone because I see something praiseworthy in what they've done. And, you know, the video wasn't that great, honestly. So I didn't praise her, and then eventually it escalated to the point where she called me a narcissist. Now, only a few months ago, she was saying how wonderful I am and that she even loved me. Now, she's calling me a narcissist. Okay, this is a very unstable person, a crazy person, in fact. Yes, I am using the crazy word because really, how else can you describe it? When someone can so rapidly swing between two extremes at the slightest, wasn't even a provocation, it was just me not doing what she expected me to do. So yeah, that was huge red flag that I just couldn't ignore. So she reminded me actually a lot of my brother, and now this is an important point. I have cut ties with my brother, and it was not easy to do. Look, I don't make these decisions lightly. I gave my brother many chances, and he was very much like her in that he would swing between saying how great I am and praising me to the skies, and then he would insult me on a deep psychological level, or at least he tried to get deep, and he called me selfish. In fact, he called me the most selfish person he's ever met. So, I know I'm not a selfish person. I know I'm not narcissistic. And this is a very important point. Why is it that these crazy people will call you selfish, narcissistic, when not only you know that you're not these things, but they've said themselves that you are the complete opposite of these things? Why do they do this? Well, I know what the truth is now. And the truth is, they know that you don't view yourself that way. In fact, like I just said, they know that you are not these things. However, if you were truly narcissistic, if you were truly selfish, then you would not give a shit what people said about you, because that's the nature of narcissism. That's the nature of being selfish. So, they say these things to try and get under your skin psychologically, and they say these things because they know that you don't want to be that way. And obviously, if they're a friend or a relative, then they also know that on some level you have accepted their opinion of you. Because here's the thing, it's bullshit to say, oh, I don't care what anyone thinks. No, that's bullshit. It's important to care what people think about you. It's important to think about what people who care about you think about you. That is important. But you should not care what your haters think about you. And yes, haters can be your very close relatives, even your brother, sister, mother, father, whoever it is. Hatred is not restricted to strangers. So, these people, through their actions, they've demonstrated that they do not care about me. So in a certain sense, even though I was the one who came to the decision to cut these people out of my life, it was really their actions, the way that they treated me, which triggered that. And in doing so, they showed once and for all that they were not a person who cares about me. Okay? So, the next time someone calls you selfish or narcissistic, know that they are trying to use your own compassion, your own self-image against you. They're trying to plant a seed of doubt in your mind, which is one of the most insidious, evil things that a person could do when they claim to be your friend or your brother. So, I hope this is useful. I know it's not an easy topic to deal with. No one wants to admit that someone that was close to them is actually a wolf in sheep's clothing, but hey, sometimes the truth hurts, but when we face the truth, then we can recognize who our true friends are, who the people that we should have in our life are. And it's only through recognizing or separating the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, that we can form deep and meaningful connections with the people who actually matter in our life. So I hope this helps. Thanks, guys.